citizen action, and the impact of the jobs crisis on individuals, families, and communities is devastating. So we're gathered here today at a place that was an institution in the Kalamazoo community, which was Checker Motor Corporation in Kalamazoo Township. Just to remind us that in 2009, 270 employees lost their jobs, but those were people who were part of families and part of the community, and those jobs went to Canada. So we think it's particularly outrageous that we continue to see that jobs are being shipped overseas. We have a tax code in this country that allows companies to deduct all of those moving expenses and thus reduce their taxes. And we know that Mr. Cochran's going to talk about the impact on the township and the community of having lost this facility here. We give tax breaks for companies that offshore jobs while millions of families here at home struggle. We take a moment to stop and actually say thank you to Senator Stabenow. And if you would please take that message to her. She's authored Bring the Jobs Home Act, which would eliminate the tax deduction for moving expenses and rewarding businesses that bring good jobs back to the United States with a tax credit. So on behalf of Michigan Citizen Action and all the people who are gathered here today, we want to thank Senator Stabenow for her commitment to fight, for for working families. In a minute, you'll be able to hear some of the workers who lost their jobs due to outsourcing. But again, we want to say thank you, and what we hope is that Senator Stabenow knows our support and that she will continue that fight to have that bill taken back up for another vote. It is with that I am honored to introduce Mary Judnich, who's represented Senator Stabenow today. And Mary, thank you for being here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be with you today on behalf of Senator Stabenow. She regrets that she personally could not be with you. She joined a number of people in Detroit on Monday that were supportive of her Bring Jobs Home Act as well, and she really values the individuals that have shared their personal stories with her and the people here that will share some today. It is about our families and our workers and the importance of our economy and the impacts to our economy when jobs are going overseas. Her Bring Jobs Home Act ends a tax break for U.S. companies that outsource jobs and business activity. Right now, the cost of moving personnel and company operations to a new location is defined as business expense that qualifies for a tax deduction. Senator Stabenow's legislation would no longer allow this deduction for companies that move jobs and businesses' activity outside of the U.S. However, the deduction is maintained for businesses that move jobs back home or move within the U.S. It also creates a new tax cut to encourage U.S. companies to move jobs and business activities from another country back to America. Companies bringing jobs home would still be able to claim the current moving expense deduction when bringing jobs home and would also receive a tax credit equal to 20% of the cost associated with bringing jobs and businesses activity back to the United States. The company will be able to apply the 20% tax credit against its corporate income tax. Senator Stabenow, in her own words, I will share with you, Michigan has been hit hard by outsourcing. We need to be exporting our products and not our jobs. She shares, it's outrageous that taxpayers are paying companies to send jobs abroad. Instead of giving tax breaks to companies that ship jobs overseas, Congress should cut taxes for U.S. companies that bring jobs back to America. We are going to continue to work to get Congress to put politics aside, put American jobs first, and pass this bill. There was a vote in the Senate. Unfortunately, it was filibustered by Republicans, which means that it needed 60 votes to pass. It had a majority vote, but due to the filibuster, it did not pass because it did not have the 60 votes. But the senator, you can count on him to focus on jobs and working on this legislation to move forward. Thank you. We are so glad that George Cochran, who's the Kalamazoo Township Treasurer, is here and able to join us and make some comments. Thank you.
Mary, I'm not after your job. I can tell you the impact that it has on the township. The equivalent of about 2 mills in the township, which is about $800,000, has been lost because of these companies moving out of the area. $800,000 would give us an opportunity to finish our road, fix our roads, and bring them into good repair. It would give us an opportunity to improve our police department and staff our communities policing, which is something that all of our citizens want. It's just a huge difference. And to see this land sitting here with the skeletons behind us, it's sad to see, and we need these jobs. It would help not only Kalamazoo Township, Kalamazoo City on the north side, Parchment, Cooper Township, the whole surrounding area. We get access, the 131 access to south off the penetrator would be a big benefit that would help encourage some companies to come back here. Right now, Burroughs sends their trucks out to penetrator. They go up to D Avenue, about 7 miles, cross over 131, come back south to get to I-94. It doesn't make any sense. It costs some money, it costs some time. So there's a lot of factors going there, but that's a lot of the reason why these properties are sitting empty right now, because we didn't have proper transportation. And we need jobs very bad in the township, in the city, in the county, and we want something done, and this is going to help a lot. It's going to help a great deal. Thank you.
I want to introduce Jim Northrup. You're the former president of the United Steelworkers Union here. Thank you, Jim, for being here.
I would like to give you a little personal aspect of this. At Checker Motors here, in the heyday, we had over 1,000 people working there. When it closed, approximately 270 lost their jobs. We had high seniority people that worked there, the majority of them. And, you know, when you lose your job, when you're 40, 50 years old, maybe 55 even, you know, it's very difficult to go out and try to find a decent paying job someplace. And if you do, you're very lucky. Another thing, when you lose your job, you lose your health care. Try to go out and find health care that you can afford when you're 55 years old with no job. It's very, very difficult and very, very expensive. I know for a fact. I just want to tell you that, you know, when Checker Motors closed, people were devastated that worked there. And I worked in Checker 42.5 years. I was the local union president for 15 years. And, you know, I've seen a lot of aspects of this company. I've seen the heyday, I've seen the good times, I've seen the bad times. And for these people to lose their job when you're that age, you know, I don't care what the laws say. When you go out and try to find a job when you're 55 years old, you know, it's very difficult. I mean, you're not supposed to hold age against you, but I know that, you know, you can't prove it, but we all know that they do. And these people, you know, didn't have too many skills. Some of them did, but, you know, you can't find a decent paying job like we had at Checker Motors. And it's just, it's terrible when you look at these. We had 3 plants here. 2 huge plants and 1 smaller one. And it was a bustling place. And it's just, you know, I think of all my work associates. I just feel for them. Because I know, you know, a lot of them have medical problems. And like I said before, you know, if you have a pre-existing condition, try to get insurance, you're going to pay through the nose. You're going to pay, you know, you're just not going to afford it. And then what happens then you become, you know, the taxpayers pay for it. You go to a clinic, you go to the emergency room. And that's what drives everybody's health care costs up. But I just can't believe that would not vote for this bill. What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong is that they outsource these jobs to foreign countries and they get tax breaks. That should never happen in the United States of America, ever. You know, it happens every day. You see jobs moving out of Michigan. You know, 3 million, 4 million jobs in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. We've lost a tremendous amount of jobs. Look at the unemployment rate in Michigan. One of the highest in the nation. Because of this outsourcing. All these middle class, good paying jobs, that's the infrastructure of the United States. You lose them jobs, and you can just go, you know, look at the unemployment rate in the United States, the whole United States is terrible. That's because these good paying middle class jobs are being outsourced to these companies, and when they get outsourced, these companies get huge tax breaks. It's wrong and it's un-American.
I just said to Jim that's a hard message to deliver because it impacted so many people that I want to recognize and thank the members of the United Steelworkers. I'm proud to say my dad was a 50-year steelworker out of a local in Indiana. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, AFSCME, and for all of you who took the time to be here. What you all can do is send a personal message to Senator Stabenow thanking her for introducing this bill and working so hard to get it up for a vote, and continue to support her and your member of Congress to let them know how important this is. And with that, we would take any questions from the media that we have.